Love books? So do we. Welcome to the Book Nook Cafe, where we uncover the latest must-reads, hidden gems, and everything in between. I'm Greg.
And I'm Anne. We're coming to you straight from the cozy corners of the Book Nook Cafe, where the coffee is hot, the shelves are packed, and great conversations are always brewing.
If it's trending on the New York Times bestseller list, you'll hear about it here. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's turn the page together.
Hey folks, welcome back to another episode, and it's great to have you all here.
So glad you could join us today. We've got a juicy topic on the menu.
Absolutely. We're diving into Michael A. Singer's The Untethered Soul. And let me tell you, this book took me on quite the journey.
Tell me about it. I was reading it late last night and I couldn't put it down. Really gets you thinking, doesn't it?
Totally, especially the whole concept of the inner roommate. You know, that little voice in your head that's always chatting away.
Yeah, that voice that never takes a coffee break. Sometimes I wonder if it'll ever shut up.
Right? It's like having a non-stop commentator narrating your life. Ooh, look at that. You're late again. Did you really just say that?
Exactly. And Singer suggests we can actually separate ourselves from that voice. What do you make of that?
I think it's fascinating, but also kind of tricky. I mean, can we really distance ourselves from our own thoughts?
Well, he argues that by becoming the observer, we can watch those thoughts without getting sucked in.
Sounds good in theory, but when my mind starts spiraling at 2 a.m., observing isn't exactly my first instinct.
Same here, but maybe with practice, it becomes more natural.
Perhaps. It's like watching cars go by without feeling the need to hop into every one.
Oh, I like that analogy. But you know, sometimes those cars are really tempting.
Haha, true. Especially the shiny ones filled with drama.
Exactly. So how do we resist the urge?
Maybe it's about recognizing that not every thought requires our attention. We can choose which ones to engage with.
Easier said than done, though, especially when the thoughts are loud and persistent.
Absolutely. It's definitely a practice like meditation. Start small and build up.
Speaking of meditation, have you tried incorporating any of these concepts into your own practice?
I have, actually. I've been trying to just sit with my thoughts without judgment. It's harder than it sounds.
Tell me about it. The moment I sit down, my mind suddenly remembers everything I've ever forgotten.
Oh, I get that. Grocery lists, embarrassing moments from third grade. You name it.
Exactly. But Singer's point is that we don't have to latch onto those thoughts. We can let them drift by.
Right. It's like clouds passing in the sky. We don't chase after them.
Unless they're storm clouds, then I might run.
Haha, a fair point. But even then, maybe we can find shelter without panicking.
I like that idea. Now, what about the stored energy from past experiences impacting our present? That really struck a chord with me.
Same here. It's basically emotional baggage, right?
Yeah, and according to Singer, unless we release it, it keeps influencing our reactions in relationships.
Which explains why I keep repeating the same patterns in my life.
Oh, do tell.
Well, for instance, I always hesitate to take on new challenges because of past failures. But maybe if I let go of that old energy, I could approach new opportunities with fresh eyes.
That makes sense, but how do we actually release that energy?
Good question. I think it starts with acknowledging the feelings instead of suppressing them.
So you're saying we need to face our emotions head on?
Pretty much. Allow ourselves to feel them fully and then let them pass through.
That sounds intense. I'm not sure I'm ready to open that Pandora's box.
I hear you. It's definitely not easy, but I think it could be liberating.
Perhaps, but what if those emotions are really painful?
Then maybe it's even more important to address them. Holding on to pain only hurts us in the long run.
True, but it takes courage. Maybe we can start small.
Agreed. Baby steps. Maybe write in a journal or talk to someone we trust.
Yeah, that could help. Now, what about keeping our hearts open? Isn't that risky?
It definitely makes us vulnerable, but it also allows us to experience life more fully.
But in today's world, having walls up seems safer.
It might feel safer, but it can also lead to isolation.
Right, but if we open up, we might get hurt.
That's a possibility, but we might also find deeper connections.
Sure, maybe it's about finding a balance.
Exactly. We don't have to fling the doors wide open, but maybe crack a window.
I like that. Let a little fresh air in without inviting the mosquitoes.
Precisely.
So how do we know when to open up and when to stay guarded?
That's the tricky part. I think it's about listening to our intuition.
Yeah, but my intuition is sometimes overly cautious.
Mine too, maybe. That's the inner roommate being afraid.
Could be. Perhaps we need to challenge that voice occasionally.
Agreed. Now, what do you think about the concept of surrender that Singer talks about?
You mean letting go of resistance and embracing life's flow?
Exactly.
Doesn't that mean we're just accepting everything as it is?
Not necessarily. It's more about accepting what we can't control and choosing how we respond.
So if something bad happens, we just go with the flow?
We acknowledge it, feel our feelings, but we don't fight reality.
But isn't resistance sometimes the catalyst for change?
Good point, but I think Singer means internal resistance. We can still take action externally.
Oh, so it's about inner peace while engaging with the world?
Yes, we act from a place of clarity instead of conflict.
I like that idea, but it's challenging to implement.
No doubt about it. It's a daily practice.
You know, I often stress about things I have zero control over.
Don't we all? Recognizing that can be step one toward letting go.
Maybe I'll try to focus on what I can control, like my reactions.
Exactly. It's empowering when you think about it.
All right, I'm convinced to give it a shot.
Awesome. So changing our relationship with the external world starts from within.
Sounds ideal, but easier said than done.
True. But every journey begins with a single step.
Now you sound like a fortune cookie.
Maybe I missed my calling.
So any practical tips on implementing these concepts?
I'd say start with mindfulness practices. Be present in the moment.
Like actually tasting my food instead of inhaling it?
Exactly. Savor the flavors. Notice the textures.
I might actually enjoy my meals more.
That's the idea. Life becomes richer when we're present.
And when I notice my inner roommate babbling,
Just observe. Without judgment, maybe even thank it for its input.
thank you. That's a new one.
Whoa, it is part of you after all.
True. Maybe I'll give it a try.
Great. Any final thoughts on the book?
I think it's a valuable read for anyone looking to understand themselves better.
Couldn't agree more. It's been a game changer for me.
Well, this has been a fantastic discussion.
It really has. Thanks for sharing your insights.
Thank you for yours, and thanks to our listeners for joining us.
Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.
Take care, everyone.
Well, that's a wrap for this episode of From the Book Nook.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.
If you're interested, our channel description contains links to the beverages we are drinking and some Book Lovers merchandise.
We love having you here. Bye for now.
See you next time.